Hi everybody, welcome back. I really appreciate you. I know I say this all the time, but I really appreciate you coming back. And I'm shocked that you are. If you're paying real close attention, you might match this to another video because I'm just shooting two in a row right now. Because I had the time. What time is it? Oh, 11 o'clock at night. Not too bad. I made a little bit of change in the lighting. Took a little off of it because I just seemed like it was, this is good. And just in case this is months away from another drop, depending on what I keep in the can for how long and what. This is I'm using that is Deanna Petku doing Shape of My Heart cover. It's from Leon the Professional. It's the closing credits. And if you check out her YouTube channel, so shout out to Deanna Petku again, my dear friend. Her YouTube channel, DIANA space Petku, Petcu, just like it sounds. She's got a ton of great YouTube videos out there. This is one of them, and this is a work of art. This is more than just a cover of a Shania Twain song or Aerosmith or whatever. This is art. This is worth seeing. So please subscribe if you would, and if that's too many emails, like I said one time before, unsubscribe to me. That's fine with me. If that's one too many emails, I'll take the bullet always. So, okay, subjects. Well, I had one. Something. Oh yeah. Because I was talking about college. Well, actually, I was talking about high school the day. Varsity tennis. I also did that in college. And but this was a college dance. And I think I'm going to call this thing Bait and Switch. I think that's going to be the name of it. I have another video in the can that I've been afraid it sounds too badass. Not makes me sound like I'm a jackass. I think too much. But I've gotten advice that it doesn't. That it sounds just fine. Thank you. I've been told. So I'm gonna let that go. Turn it public. And so anyway, but this one at least is not like that at all. This will be funny. And then I may squeeze in my car trying to kill me one more time, which just happened 2 days ago. But let's go way back. Let's go to college. So yeah. So I forget. It doesn't matter. I don't know what year I am. Let's call me a junior. I'm a junior in college, so my third year, right? And as I said, inexplicably, I may need to have them checked for something wrong with them. Like we're doing 720p this time. I'm trying to get rid of those lines that are still there. So I'm sorry about that. I might have to get a different camera. This is two in a row that have those weird lines, horizontal lines going all the way across. I shouldn't have mentioned them, should I? You wouldn't have noticed otherwise, perhaps. But now you're looking at them. I'm sorry. Oops. Anyway, yeah, inexplicably, I seem to be around beautiful women a lot, and like I said, I may need to get them, may need to look, have them checked out. They may be legally blind or something. Maybe they should be. I should help them seek some professional help. Maybe something wrong with them. But yet here we are. So, this was way back in college, and so. But actually, this is not going to be a very good story for me because it's not going to turn out so good for the beautiful women thing. No. Actually, we'll get to it. But anyway, a gorgeous, long blonde hair down to her waist, which is not a requirement. I'm just describing her. Cheerleader for my school, who I'm friends with, and yeah, we actually dated 2 or 3 times. Yeah, that's over the course of the couple of years. I mean, my sophomore year, my junior year, we dated about 3 times. Nothing serious. We just would run into each other at fraternity parties, and we'd make a go of it and spend some time together. And then it was not a serious thing, but she's smoking hot. She's smoking hot. I mean, it's not by me lack of trying that we don't spend more time together. It's it's just that she's not particularly interested, I don't think. So anyway, not the point. Anyway, I run into her in the daytime in the quad or something, and she comes up to me and she says, "Wait, no, Is it music too loud? The background music? I mean, I can hear really clearly, but I can talk over, right? Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna. Should I mess with it? I'm gonna mess with the smallest amount. I probably made it too. I bitched about those volume controls before. They're little bitty things. I want a nice big potentiometer, nice big pot, you know, big controls on my woofers, subwoofers, amps, preamps, like a big knobs, right? So you make little changes, you know. But these stupid, they're good Klipsch speakers, but the volume control and the subwoofer control are like smaller than straws that you drink out of. I could put a straw over the top of the thing. So it's crazy to grab a hold of it because all you do is think about a world where you would have turned it. You don't even have to turn it. Just imagine a world where we turned, and next thing you know, it's lower or higher. That's how little, you know, you just touch it and you change it. Fuck, I hate the volume control. Anyway, okay, so it's junior year, and I run into her in the quadrangle, on the quad at school, and she says to me, and I'm trying to get the words right, she said, there's this thing called the Red Rose Cotillion. It's a dance, and you bring a red rose corsage to the girl, and it's a dance. It's just like a formal dance that they do at school, at university there. They have several of them. 13 Carnival is a thing, and there's several, you know, social place, right? But this is Red Rose Cotillion, and so she asks me, just me and her talking. She says, Keith, would you like to go to the Red Rose Cotillion? And I say, what was her name? Amber? I said, sure, Amber. Yeah. And she says, great. And you know, just in case I'm kind of wondering what's going on here, she makes it worse for me. She says, great. Be at my dorm, which I know where it is. Be at my dorm room at whatever 6:30 this coming Saturday, you know, 5 days from now or something, and you know, bring a red corsage, of course. I'm like, yeah, I know. So, wow, great. You know, I'm going to this dance, this Red Rose Cotillion fancy ass dance with this hot cheerleader, right? Nope, not so much. No, I spoiled the punchline, haven't I? Yeah, I did. Sorry, shouldn't have done that. I'm not going to reshoot this. You know, I'm not going to reshoot it. So anyway, because I'll get there pretty quickly, I hope. So I go get this corsage. I show up when I'm told, where I'm told, and she's in 4th floor of, you know, whatever dorm, Louderman or whatever. No, that's, never mind. Doesn't matter. That's not the right dorm. And I knock on the door, and she opens the door. Hey, Amber, hi. And then she opens her a little further, and there's a guy standing behind her, all dressed up. Interesting. And then she opens the door all the way and invites me in, and there's one more girl there, also all dressed up in a floor-length formal gown. And she's not unattractive. She's just not super attractive either. She's just average. I would not have chased her across campus and asked her to go to a dance, but, I mean, she's not scaring small children or anything, you know, so. But you see what she's done to me. She had a friend, and she knew this all the time. She knew she was bait and switching me. She says to me, do I want to go to the dance? I say, yes, I do. She says, be at my place at this time and bring a red corsage. So, you know, what else would you think? Except, well, this is what I should have thought, that she has a girlfriend or her roommate or whatever who needs a date to the damn thing, and she didn't say, hey, would you like to take my roommate to this dance? And I would say, I don't know your roommate. Could I meet her first? Shit. No, she doesn't say that at all. She just, you know, baits and switches me. I get there, she's got a date already. Her roommate, not so much with a date. Well, actually, yes, her roommate does have a date. This guy, me. Yeah. So, I mean, you know, what am I going to do? So I got to be like, hi, I'm Keith. Nice to meet you. And here's your corsage. And she said, well, thank you. My name's, you know, Deborah or whatever. And so off we go, the 4 of us. And, I mean, you know, the evening wasn't a disaster, but it was just, you know, I mean, I danced with you know, Deborah or whatever her name is. I even danced with Amber once, I think, or twice. But, you know, she had a date. And what is her name? Deborah? Yeah, nothing developed there. I We all walked back to the dorms together, and I said my goodnights to Deborah right there on the doorstep and said it was nice to meet you. And I got the hell out of there. Meanwhile, I'm just, the smoke's coming out of my ears because I'm so pissed at Amber for totally bait and switching me, right? She totally bait and switched me. Grr. So, oh, you know what? That would have been a good embarrassing story, except it wasn't high school, but that was, oh, I guess it wasn't really embarrassing. It was just awkward. Yeah, all right. Hey, I'm only 10.5 minutes. Okay, maybe I'll do a little bit of car disaster because it just happened 2 days ago, and it's not a very long story. But I think it was like a week ago, there's a YouTube video called brake failure. So that describes that. This was no more than a week later. I've had the car back for like 1 week, and I forget where I was coming back from. And I'm flying down, not to describe this, that's the only hard part. It's going to take a little bit of time. Maybe. I'll do fast, he says. I'm flying down Interstate 270, and it is about 5 lanes, 4 lanes, let's call it 4 lanes. 4 lanes of southbound traffic. They're all going 75 miles an hour. 4 lanes of traffic. And I'm somewhere in one of the couple middle lanes or something. I'm not really in a huge hurry. I'm just moving along. And then over to my right, it says exit only. There's 2 more lanes. So there's actually 6 lanes at this moment. There's 6 lanes of highway, all going 75 miles an hour. But these far right-hand lanes, I realize were backwards because I didn't flip the camera around. I'm sorry. But anyway, trust me, it's the right-hand side. It says exit only. 2 lanes of exit only up to this road called Manchester, and there's an overpass you can see, but the overpass is like 3/4 of a mile ahead. It's a long way before the actual overpass. They're getting people off early because it's, early being, 3/4 of a mile early. I can't do that in kilometers. It's 2 kilometers or something. I don't know. I'm sorry for the non-US people. It's a ways up there. So the double exit things, they're going 75 miles an hour too because they've got a ways to go before they get up to that overpass. It's way up there. I can see where they are. It's my neighborhood. I know what's going on here. Well, all of a sudden the car just dies. Oh, what did he tell me? Oh, I know. Yeah, I found out what happened today. Spark plug number 5 just blew out of the side, just blew out of the cylinder, just blew out of there. It didn't just quit firing or any other thing. It exploded, destroyed itself, blew out of the cylinder. It's certainly not firing cylinder number 5. Plus, it's left a gaping hole in the side of cylinder number 5, or not the cylinder, but you know what I'm saying, where the cylinder goes up and down. There's a hole there now, so it's still filling up with gas fumes and trying to explode, but there's no explosion because there's no functioning spark plug in there anymore. It's in pieces, rattling around. So as the expression is, you're not firing on all cylinders. No. And cylinder number 5 is just completely fucked. Oh, so anyway, so I guess the computers in the car lose their mind when they're realizing one cylinder is doing nothing except wasting gas fumes. So the whole car just quits at once, and I can't keep it running. I can't keep any speed up at all. It just dies. All the idiot lights on the dash come up all at once. And I don't know what's wrong. It's telling me I'm out of oil, and it's telling me I have no battery power. It's telling me, everything's wrong. Turbochargers are dead. They're all lies. It's losing its mind. But it's not running. So I've got to dive for what would be the shoulder, but there is no shoulder here because of these 2 stupid exit ramps. So I get over to, it is kind of a shoulder. It is. It is kind of a shoulder. My car is there, and there's nobody running into the back of me. But it's only barely wide enough for my car, and instead of a normal shoulder, where next to the shoulder would be a nice grassy area where you could take a nap or a picnic, and then there's a chain link fence and that kind of thing. No, none of that because of these 2 stupid exit lanes. So I'm trapped on this little bit of gravel besides the shoulder where my car is. I get out of the car right away, and now I'm on this little bit of gravel that's like 12 inches wide. And on the other side, so there's 4 lanes of lunatics over here going 70 miles an hour past me. And on the other side of me, I got 12 inches of gravel, and there's 2 more lanes of lunatics also going 70 miles an hour. technically it's an exit ramp, but they're going 70 because, again, it's 3/4 of a mile or maybe a full mile. They know where Manchester Road is. The overpass is way up there. They're flying to get up there. They'll slow down at the traffic light, but they'll be 60 seconds or more before they get there. Maybe 60 seconds is about right. But they're going 70 right now. So, crap, it's like the worst place in the world. And so, but I got to get out of here. You know, it's dangerous. So I have to go ahead and pick my way across 2 lanes, just the exit lanes, but there's no just about it. They're going 70. I got to pick my way through 2 lanes of cars, and it's rush hour, so there's a lot of cars. And I really have to be fast, and you know, it's like playing the game of Frogger or something. Then I got to be like stop and go and stop and then, you know, get across 2 lanes of traffic, finally onto some grass and up the hillside, and I call AAA, right, and say, get me the fuck out of here. Send a tow truck with a flatbed because you can't tow my car any other way. It's all-wheel drive, all-wheel steer. You can't drag it around by the nose. No, you got to put it up on a flatbed. They say, okay, fine. And then I'm talking to the girl on the phone, and you know, that's their job. That's what I pay them for. They're going to tow that car, and they'll tow it 100 miles for free. They'll come get me. Well, not me. No, they'll come get my car for free, and they'll tow it 100 miles for free. Or they'll put a battery in it, but it doesn't need a battery. You know, they're not going to repair it with a whatever's wrong with this. How the spark plug blew out of it. That's going to be a big deal, and it's a shop now. I'm going to get a call tomorrow about the cost there, but anyway, I know what's wrong with it now. Spark plug blew out of it completely. So I'm talking to the girl, and I say, okay, great. Can I, you know, I'm 25 miles from home. It was a hot day, really, believe it or not. It was really warm, and I'm out in the sun baking, and the tow truck driver is going to be 45 minutes. I say, okay, when he gets here, he can give me a ride home, right, or at least a ride to the place where he's towing the car, and I'll get out of there somehow. Worry about that later. At least I'll have air conditioning in the car repair place, right? She says, no. With the COVID-19 zombie apocalypse rules, you can't get in the cab of the tow truck. You can't get in there with the driver, you know, because you know, social distancing and all. I can't get in the thing with him. He won't give me a ride, she says. And I'm like, all right, I'll hang on to the roof. I'll sit in my own car. How about that? She said, no. I said, okay, I'll lay on the bed of the thing underneath my own car. How about that? I'll hang on to one chain, and he can drag me down the fucking highway. Okay, I need to get out of here. And she's like, no, none of those. So basically, you know, she wanted me to like either rent or build a helicopter on my own and get out of there, or walk. Because, you know, I can't call a taxi cab or an Uber for the same reason. I assume Uber, in these days of the zombie apocalypse, I assume Uber drivers are not driving. If I was an Uber driver, I'm not picking up 25 strangers a day, having them sit right next to me for the $7.50 that they make, or I don't know how much an Uber driver makes for a trip across here to there. It's not enough during a COVID-19 apocalypse. Nope, I'm not driving an Uber. So I don't think an Uber or a taxi or anybody's coming to get me. The people I could get a hold of, it's during the middle of the day, and they're, you know, trying to work from home, or, you know, they got stuff to do, or they're very, very far away. Or I'm just not going to bother them. No, I don't like to bother my friends, you know, unless I really need them. And, I mean, it is, you know, I'm not going to die of exposure. The temperature's probably 82 degrees. You know, I could walk 25 miles if I needed to. So I'm like, fuck this, I'll walk out of here. I know where I am. I know where home is. It's 25 miles away, right over there. Well, not right over there, it's 25 miles. I'll walk. Take me, let's see, figure 4 miles an hour, 6. Yeah, it'll take me 6 hours. Take me 6 hours to walk, but I can do it. You know, it'll be dark. There's street lights. I've done worse. So fuck it. I'll walk out of here. I'm kind of pissed at AAA, you know, but I understand. It's a zombie apocalypse. I understand the issues. I do. So I'm resigned to it. I'll do something. I might make a couple phone calls, see, you know, who I want to impose upon, but I'm really seriously thinking I'm just going to walk 25 miles. It'll get cooler as the sun goes down. It'll get less than 82 degrees or whatever. So it'll get cooler, and you know, I've done plenty worse than walk 25 miles. So that's fine. So anyway, the tow truck driver, how long is this? 19 minutes? Okay. For me, that's not bad, right? The tow truck driver gets there, and he's a good guy. And I forgot. I realized how crazy dangerous is it going to be for him. It's crazy dangerous enough for my car and or for me. Well, I'm so far away that even if I hit my car and it explodes like a nuclear bomb, it's probably not going to hit me. I'm up on the grass and I've climbed the fence. I'm way over there now. I'm way far away from my car because my car is in serious trouble. Like I said, cars going by on both sides of it, inches away from it at 70 miles an hour. But I realized, oh my God, the tow truck is going to get here. He's got to turn himself around backwards. Or no, he doesn't. No, never mind that. He pulls in front of me and he pulls it. Okay. But anyway, there's no room for this kind of foolishness. I realized how much trouble the tow truck driver is going to be in, like for his life. So I go back. I climb over the fence, go back across, playing the Frogger game of the 2 lanes of speeding lunatics. And I'm giving them some finger motions, letting them know that I need them to slow the fuck down a little bit and give me a break and let me cross this road, you bastards. So I figured one of them's going to pull over and jump out. It suits me fine. I'm more than ready. Oh, I'm in a bad mood. I am more than ready for somebody to jump out of their car and give me some crap, you know, because I gave them the finger or something and shouted at them to slow the fuck down. I would love that. Please, I'm begging you, get out of your car. Come over here. Nobody did. So I got across there, got back to my car, got into it, and now I'm pissed at the car too, right? So I try really hard to start it, and it won't start for about 10 times, and then about the 11th time, it started, but then it died right away. I'm like, okay, I've had this car for a little while, you know, we work together, you know, or we're frenemies. You're coming out of here, bitch. You're coming out of here. I know how to play you. So I started again, and as soon as it starts, I stomp the gas almost to the floor, and the RPMs go up to about, the clutch is pushed in all the way, of course. RPMs go up to like 4,000, 5,000 RPMs. I got the engine racing because I'm giving it so much gas, even though one of the cylinders isn't even working. But I've given it so much gas that I've driven the computers nuts enough that they're going to they'll let the car run at 5,000 RPMs. The engine's racing. And then I let the clutch out because I'm pissed, right? I'm like, fuck you, car. You're going to move 300 feet forward because I say so right now. Damn it. So the engine's like 4,000 or 5,000 RPMs, and then I let the clutch out, and boom, my car shoots ahead about 300 feet, and then dogs out completely, falls on its face, engine dies. That's all right. I got the speed I wanted, plus I'm rolling now. I rolled right underneath that damn overpass, and now I'm in the shade. And now we're done with that 2 lanes of exit ramp foolishness. No, we're done with that. Now it's a real shoulder with real grass, and I'm in the shade also, so I'm much better off now. So, and the car died again. So I got out of it, got off onto the grass, which is now right there. There's no other lunatics on the incorrect side of me, on my right side, going past me, because again, I'm literally under the overpass of that Manchester Road that they were trying to fly down to at 70 miles an hour. So much better shape. Then the tow truck driver shows up. And I pointed back to him where I was. He's like, oh, dear God, that's where you were? He's like, I don't know if I could have got you out of there. And I'm like, I know, man. I moved on purpose. It wasn't easy, but I knew I had to get my car out of there, or we had to get my car out of there by hand first before you could tow it. I knew that. And he's like, well, I appreciate you moving that, or getting that moved. And I said, well, sure, I understand what you were going to be in. And so right away he says to me, because it's still hot, he says to me, I don't say a word to him, about it. He says, do you want to get in the passenger side of my cab? I got the air conditioning running. Because it's a diesel, you don't turn off a diesel. You run it all the time. So the engine's running on his tow truck, and air conditioner's running hard. And he just asked me out of the clear blue, do you want to get in the passenger side of my cab of my pickup? I'm not pickup, tow truck. I'm like, hell yes, I do. So I don't mention any COVID-19 shit. No, I get in, close the door, and it's nice and air conditioned in there. So, if I'm a danger to him coronavirus-wise, he's already dead, right? He's already dead. I'm sitting in his passenger seat, so it can't get any worse for him. So sure enough, I think he opens the door of his of the driver's side to get something to help tow my car, or something like that. The keys are in it, so he's not asking me for anything, but he wants to get something. And as he opens the door, I happen to say, hey, can you give me a ride, either home or at least to the place where you're going to tow my car to? He's like, sure, I'll give you a ride home, and then I'll drop you off at home, and then I'll continue on with your car to the place. Couldn't have been any nicer. Couldn't have been any better. I'm like, great, man, I really appreciate that, because I'm in kind of a jam here. I'm 25 miles from home. And he's like, okay, yeah. I said, I saw here where you said you wanted to be taken to. That's even further south. It's like 35 miles from here. It's like, yeah, it's 10 miles further than I am. That's about right. Sounds right. So anyway, works out great. Works out great. He gets it on there. We get out of there. He takes me right to my driveway, drops me off. I ask him if he wants a can of cold soda or anything. He's like, sure. So I go and I get him 2 cans of freezing cold Diet Pepsi or whatever. He's great with that, you know, and he's loving it. And I'm loving the fact that I just got a 25-mile drive, you know, for nothing, and it would have been a 6-hour walk. And then he tows the car away. So, okay, we're at 25 minutes, and again, the punch, or not the punchline, but the, you know, the end of the story is that I know what's wrong with the car. It's fixable. It's a spark plug that just destroyed itself, and spark plugs can be replaced. And it didn't do any other damage. I asked the guy, I said, well, what in the hell happened to the engine when a spark plug doesn't just quit working, it blew itself out of the, it's threaded into where it goes. It blew, it just, I guess it's made out of ceramic, right? And it just blew or crushed itself to pieces and blew out of there. I said, what other damage? And he says, amazingly, no other damage. Well, I'm sorry, the wires, the spark plug wires, at least the number 5 wire is completely fucked. So he says, I got to get you a new full set of spark plug wires, and then, you know, a new spark plug and labor. He hasn't told me how much that will be, but, you know, I have a vague idea. It's not going to be $10,000. Not going to be $200 either. Somewhere between. No, I have a pretty good idea. It'll be fine. I'm going to get it fixed. I wasn't sure. I didn't know what was wrong with it, and if it was going to be something catastrophic, I was going to tell him just to burn it to the ground and call the insurance company. Tell him, I don't know what happened. It was in our parking lot and suddenly caught fire and burned to the ground. Give Keith his money, you know. But because, you know, seriously, things tried to kill me twice in a week. But I still love that car. I love it. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. And okay, let me finish up, then I'll go a little long, and if you want to drop out, you can drop out. So anyway, that's the deal, and they're going to fix the car actually tomorrow during the day, and if I can get over there by 5 o'clock, they close early because of the COVID-19 thing. They usually would close at 7 and close at 5. I get my car back. All cylinders firing. Yes, brand new spark plug wires. Cool. So if you want to stop here, you can stop here. The end. And then now we're at 27 minutes. What else was I going to say about the spark plug wires? Are they trying to kill me? Ah, there was something else about the car. Oh yeah. About me loving the car. I know you don't try. I know you don't believe me. I already know. I can see it in your eyes. You don't believe what I'm going to say, even though I haven't said it yet. But I swear to you, this is the truth. 80% of the time that I leave the house with my car, 80% of the time, no matter where I go, even if I'm at a stoplight, forget pulling into a gas station or pulling into a convenience store, or I swear pulling into a grocery store. The last time I was at a grocery store. Every time I'm at a grocery store, 80% of the time that car leaves the house with me in it, I get into a conversation with somebody about that car, about my car. They want to know all about it. They vaguely kind of know what it is, and they want to know, is it twin turbocharger, and how fast does it go, and how many speed transmission, is manual transmission, and is it all-wheel drive, all-wheel steer, the active aero, the spoiler in the rear comes up at about 50 miles per hour to spoil the air, gives you about another 100 pounds of down pressure on the back end. And there's an air dam in the front that comes down at about 50 miles per hour to keep the air from going underneath the car and, you know, and flipping it up into the air. You don't want air scooping underneath of you when you're going 140, right? So at about 50, that thing goes down. But when you're going slower than that, it goes up so you can pull into driveways and stuff and not always scrape. So anyway, people are always talking to me. I swear, 80% of the time that car leaves the house, I get into a conversation, a nice conversation with somebody who's very interested in talking to me about my car. So, you know, I love that thing because, you know, it's it. You know, it's my good friend Deanna Petku, shout out again, named it the Red Beauty a while back, and despite the fact I'd had the car for several years, I didn't have a name for it. You know, I didn't call it Vera or something. I didn't have a name for it. So I'm like, good enough. That sounds like a fine name for it. So that's the Red Beauty. So anyway, whenever I take the Red Beauty out, 80% of the time, if I'm gone 15 minutes, there's a conversation about it. So yeah, 29 minutes. So that's good now. But anyway, that's why I'm saying if I can get it fixed for a reasonable amount of money, I kind of got to, because I can't afford, you know, to replace it. It'd be crazy expensive. Okay, I'm going to get out of here before 30 minutes. I know that's not much of an accomplishment, but, you know, baby steps, right? Thanks so much for being here. Thanks so much. If you made it to this far to the end, please leave a comment and just wave and say, I made it to the end and I want a trophy. Here's my address. Take care. Ooh, I got 6 seconds. Bye. Thanks.